SNF Pop-Up Radio with the Radio Workshop and Radio Pantheon.
Hi, I go by the name Gaqisa Olwetu. I am from UCRFM radio station, where your voice is our joy. Mental health refers to the emotional well-being of a person. I just want to let you know that you are worth it. Even if you are not okay, it's okay not to be okay. Take care of your health. Surround yourself with positive things and positive people. Welcome to SNF Nostos. You're listening to SNF Pop-Up Radio by Radio Workshop and Radio Pantheon, where we tell stories that #refocus on mental health.
Yeah. Great. Kalimera, good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, what day is it? It's a beautiful Thursday.
Yes.
Yes, and we're right here at the SNF Nostos conference for the 2023 edition. Welcome, everybody. Must say, we're going to have a fun time today.
Yes, not just today and tomorrow. It's a 2-day conference, and it's packed with interesting talks, interesting panels, interesting activities even. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun 2 days.
Exactly.
Yes, it's a beautiful day. It's very sunny. People are here. People are working. It's like, oh gosh, it's hectic. It's beautiful. We'll have fun here at the Mental Health Conference.
I think what I'm excited about definitely has got to be getting to learn a whole lot more about mental health. I think that's the whole peak of everything. I mean, we did have a conference last year, but it was a different thing because we were not focusing ideally into mental health.
It was health more generally, yeah.
Generally, exactly. Nonetheless, my name is Sia, and yes, we're broadcasting live from the radio pop-up, radio workshop, radio Pantheon pop-up station right here. I know there's a lot of people who probably can see our faces and hear our voices everywhere around. If you're around, just don't hesitate, come say hi.
Yes, come to say hi here. And we'll love to hear your thoughts. Because all we know is about relieve stress, have fun. And also learn more about mental health. That's why we are looking excited about this conference here today.
Yeah, so Sia, you said you're Sia, but you didn't say anything else about yourself.
I think I'm Sia, and I am happy.
Okay, interesting enough. And Maschaba.
Yes, you pronounce it well. Thank you. My name is Masachaba Mushlasho, and yes, I'm very short. You can tell. And also,
oh yeah.
Yes, so I'm so nervous. That is the honest truth. But otherwise, I'll give myself 5. I'm doing well.
So you two are different sessions, different people in for each session, but you are the 2 people for this session over from Radio Workshop.
Yes.
You were also here last year. We were also here last year at Radio Pantheon. I'm George Andrea Georgios Skinner, one of the 8 people from us. And I mean, Sia said he's happy. I know I'm tired. What are you? How are you feeling?
It's my first time here at the conference, so it's my first time in Grace. So I'm so nervous. That is the honest truth, guys.
But do you like what you've seen of Greece so far?
I'm so excited. I'm going to learn so much more about mental health and how it has affected my life. And most important, I'm looking forward to the guest.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm super excited to get to share with everybody that we're going to have a huge lineup of people. And we do have people who are a part of our team who are also on the field. So if they do come and ask you to just please come and comment or come and join us at the pop-up station, wherever you are listening to this, please do not hesitate, but please do make your way here. We really would love to hear a little bit more from you, from a whole lot of first-timers and a whole lot of annual people who usually come to the conference.
Yeah.
Yes, we'd love to hear more from you. So do come to our station here at Radio Workshop.
So this conference, we need to tell people what this conference is in case they don't know. SNF Nostos Conference is an annual conference hosted here at the SNF Cultural Centre. SNF stands for Stavros Niarchos Foundation, right? And last year, the focus was on health more generally. This year, the focus is on mental health. All the talks, all the panels, all the events have a twist that, at least in part, is, regarding mental health. And, I mean, it's a very important, it's a very hot topic these days, and I think it's going to be a very informative conference.
I think another thing that makes it super nice is the fact that everybody does relate to mental health somehow. I mean, you wouldn't relate to mental health if you didn't have a brain whatsoever.
Yes, the conference is more about all over the country. It is an international conference whereby it's relatable. Our mental health is everywhere. You and me, we got our own mental health issues that we need to come across. So this conference is for me and you. So do come to our stations and have fun with us and also learn more.
Exactly. So definitely do expect to hear a little bit more from people who are going to be on the speaking line. I know we started yesterday, but do expect to hear a whole lot of the people that we've been having throughout the whole conference. We're going to try to get as much as we can.
Yeah.
And Bona, we're not the only ones that are here.
Yes, we got more. We got more.
There is a whole lot more of other colleagues of ours who are going to be here on the pop-up station.
So you don't get tired of our voices?
So another thing, guys, I feel like I'm super excited, and we're going to be having a chat with somebody from the Stavros Niarchos. Yes, Stavros Niarchos Foundation, the Youth Advisory Committee. She's going to join us shortly. I'm looking forward to getting to touch base with her and hear a whole lot about...
what is the conference all about?
You know, exactly. I mean, back in our country, in South Africa, you don't just come into people's houses and just dictate, you know. So I think it's a lovely, warm welcome to everybody that's listening to us to get to have somebody who's been part of the background and the behind the scenes of the whole planning of the conference, being here with us, getting to share a whole lot.
Definitely. It sort of eases us into the whole situation as well. So,
yeah. I love the fact that it's also so much youth-friendly, thanks to them. So they're also going to give us a little hint and nudge there.
I'm pretty sure the whole first hour of speeches and stuff is dedicated to children's and adolescents' mental health. So, yeah.
Exactly. And, if you're just hearing us from wherever you're hearing us from, do not hesitate to just, I almost said be in touch on the social media platforms. But yes.
No, you should just come here for selfies.
Exactly.
You know?
For selfies. And also, there is the Nostos app that you can always just download. Yes. And
on your phone.
Exactly. I know that there's a mood check that is there for everybody.
There is.
There is, exactly.
Yep. And so I did mine. I did mine already.
For the day already?
Yes, I did mine. I did mine on the app.
I think we should do that, Andreas, very fast.
Should we? I mean, let's just wait for a little break first. I can't concentrate on more than one thing at once.
Exactly.
So we're not just having one person from the Niarchos Foundation, the YAC here. We're having other people that are going to be joining us. So we're going to be interrogating a bunch of people. That's all to come, of course. We'll be with you until 9 o'clock, I think, before the introductory talk by the president of the foundation, Andreas Rakopoulos, and after that, you'll be enjoying the conference itself. So,
one of the people we're going to be having is Praise from Grassroots Soccer. I know that there's a lot of stations going on around. Now, I know that somebody, or if not everybody, probably saw a few things that are happening all around and where what is.
When what.
And you're probably curious as well to get to know
we'll
what's
get to
happening
know more about Grassroots Squad, like the team. It's amazing. I've been there yesterday with them, and I had fun in that station. So if I'm you, I'll probably go back again. After I'm going back. I'm going back to play.
I'm a big fan of football myself, so anyone who plays it is a friend of mine.
So it's good. We have so much in store for you.
Yeah, so much in store for you. And as we did say, if one of our team members come through and they ask you for like a short insight, then please do not hesitate but share it with them and make your way to the pop-up too. And yes, we're hoping to find 3, if not 2 people, 2, if not 3, or maybe 4 people who are going to come and just share their mood with us and just drop a few stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, drop a few.
So it's an opportunity to come to us and tell us about how your mental health it is. How are you feeling? What is going on in your life? We'd love to get in contact with you to know more about our people,
Yeah. Exactly. So in a short bit, guys, we're going to be having the Stavros Niarchos Foundation, the Youth Advisory Committee representative. She's going to join us shortly. Her name is Camila. She's going to help us with the right pronunciation. Pronunciation has been...
Pronunciation? There's no master of pronunciation.
And everybody has been trying to pronounce everybody's name, and I swear these make it so
Mine
easy
is difficult. I got a difficult name, so get used to it.
Yeah, so she's going to come up. Her name is Camila Heribo. Huidebro. Yeah, got it. Thanks for that.
Close enough. There's an O in there, not an E. I can't read.
Yeah. Let's just welcome her. I mean, we'd love to have her.
We'll love to have her.
I think we should do that now, yeah.
And my name is Stavros.
This is UCR-FM, where your voice
is our joy. Normalize therapy, normalize meditation, normalize mental health.
Welcome to SNF Nostos. You're listening to SNF Pop-Up Radio, a radio workshop and radio pantheon, where we tell stories that
#refocus on mental health.
All right, so joining us as our first guest right here, I'm super excited for a whole lot more, but she is one of the behind-the-scenes people. You probably have seen her around, and you see her face on almost all of the screens all across the conference and the center. But her name is Camila.
I'm going to try.
Cuidobro.
I'm going to try and pronounce it right this time. Cuidobro.
Yes,
Well,
Camila Hudobra.
You coming right. And she's a part of the Youth Advisory Council members, and they played a huge role into making this happen, making this possible. And yeah, I think it would be very wrong of us to not ask, because it's a mental health conference, and see, she's a psychology student.
Yep.
So it would make sense for us to check in with her. Hello, Camila, and how are you feeling today?
Hi, well, thank you for having me. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, because today is like the first actual conference day, and it's my first time. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm also very excited.
Now, I know it's your first time, but I believe everything
Wow,
is
it's
all
your first
systems
time.
go.
It's also my first time. Yeah, but I'm also nervous. You're also nervous. I can relate.
Yeah, so for somebody that doesn't know, what's the role of the YAC and your team?
Well, it's basically coming up with ideas or ways to make the conference more youth appealing. Because it's not only for adults, we also want to get the youth involved. So our role is basically to come up with ideas or new ways to make everything about the conference more youth appealing, so many young people are interested.
So could you give me an example of that?
Yes, for example, like if they want to do a talk about, I don't know, suicide prevention, it's like, okay, for young people, what are the things that you'd like to hear about? How would you manage to? How do you make it appealing for young people to want to go to a suicide prevention talk?
I see.
What was like to prepare for the huge conference, the mental health conference for you?
Well, for me, it was a bit stressful because public speaking is not one of my fortes, but I'm trying to manage. But it's also very exciting because it's a huge opportunity.
Do you mind just coming closer to the mic?
Yes, sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Can I ask, what are the challenges that you faced when preparing for the mental health conferences? Were people more interested?
Well, it's definitely challenging. I mean, because of what I just said, like the stress part and everything. But one of the challenges I would say is like coming up with ideas to make it youth appealing, because it's true that it's a very important topic, but it's also true that when you have a lot of experts talking, young people are not necessarily interested in hearing a talk about the technicalities on a topic like this. So it was challenging.
And I'd love to believe, in as much as it's challenging, and you just said it now, that it takes quite a lot of brain work and everything. If you don't mind me asking, do you maybe perhaps have any close link to the mental health, considering that the planning for the conference was hectic?
Well, like a close link to the topic, to mental health. Well, you said before I'm a psychology student, so yes, when I found out the topic of this year was going to be mental health, I thought, well, this is just perfect. I mean, it's my first year, my first SNF Nostos conference, and it's about mental health. So.
As we say in Greece, tamam.
What does that mean?
It means essentially a match made in heaven. Yeah, perfect.
So like meant to be or something.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. So how are you feeling now that all the preparation has come to a head and this year's SNF Nostos is becoming a reality? You know, it's...
Well, I'm a bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really nervous, but I'm also really excited. It's finally coming together, like the 6-month work we've put into this. Like
6 months.
6 months.
Okay.
That's a lot of time to prepare.
I joined the Youth Advisory Committee around January, so we kind of started there. So it's finally coming together. We're finally seeing the results of all that hard work, so it's really exciting.
Any excitement, any relief?
Yes, relief. I hope, well, I'll feel relieved when it's done and it went okay, but yes.
It will, I promise you.
What can we expect? What can we expect from attending the mental health conference as a young person?
I think you can expect a lot of information because it's going to be very informative, but you can also expect a lot of empathy from the speakers because we took that into consideration like a lot to make sure that the talks were made in a way that people can empathize with the speakers.
Empathy.
Yes.
Hope.
Exactly, because it's a very sensitive topic, and I
Yes.
could see all of the social media. I don't know if you guys got to see them, but the
Yeah.
social media videos and reels that we've been seeing on SNF's Instagram, on how the bubble literally takes quite a while to pop and everything. I think that's also one of the things that make it a really much rather sensitive and heartfelt topic. Now, I know it's your first time here,
Yes.
and I don't know, what are you personally excited about now that everything has panned out, now that everything is up and it's running? Do you have favorite spots that you've visited and experiences that you hope somebody else might get to have?
I personally think like every talk is gonna be amazing. I've personally heard parts of some of the talks already because of the rehearsals and stuff. So I think people have a lot to look forward to. So that's amazing. Of course, I have talks. I'm very excited about the one with President Barack Obama.
Yes, the
But I think
president.
everybody is so
Headliner.
And what are you personally hoping that somebody that is here gets to take home away from the conference, especially young people, seeing that you guys worked tirelessly to make sure that this is a friendly conference for young people?
When it comes to young people, I think it's more rather than like the information, which I know it's valuable to everybody. I think what's more important to for them to get home to take from this conference is that it's not just mental health's a real thing. It's very important, and it's not just an adult thing, or it's in everybody of us. Like it should be in everybody of us. So I think that's very important.
Thank you so much for joining us. I must say, looking forward to get to see you all across and around the whole conference and the center. But yes, with that being said, thank you so much for all of the work that you guys put in. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
What are the most mental health campaigns are you most interested in?
I would say anything related to mental health is something I'm totally interested in. I think after today, everybody will have a more clear vision or perspective on what they are interested in. But I would not say this is what I'm most interested in. I'm welcoming to everything that comes.
You're open-minded.
Yeah, when it comes to that aspect, yes.
That's the way you should be. And that's the way we're going to be ahead of this conference.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank
your
you so
time.
much.
Thank you for having me.
There we had it. Beautiful time with the SNF Youth Advisory Committee member sharing a whole lot about this whole thing. And it's lovely that she's a psychology student, so she relates
she's a
so
psychologist.
much
I
more
got to learn so
to
much.
everything. Exactly. Now, speaking of which,
Yeah.
we're going to be having a chat to grassroots soccer in just a bit.
And just them.
So just as promised, we do have Praise Tlagama, all the way from Bulawayo in Zimbabwe, from an organization called Grassroots Soccer. He's here, and yes, he's right here.
Yes. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Thanks so much, guys, and I feel really good to be here. And it's been a fantastic, how many days? Started on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Seems long, but it's quite exciting. I'm really happy and I'm feeling good. Thanks for inviting me here.
So before we get into the interview, is this your first time in Greece?
Yeah, this is my first time.
You like what you see?
Very much,
I'm very
Greece
happy about that.
Yeah, Athens is really nice.
What brought you here? What brought you to the SNF Nostos conference?
Yeah, definitely it's the mind skills curriculum that we have. We know that this is a mental health program that is happening in Athens under the SNF funding that Grassroots Soccer receives from SNF. So, yeah, we have got a beautiful area there, which is by the book Cousin, and we have got some activities that are running, and we are doing 2 activities from our 12th activity curriculum, which is called the Mind Skills curriculum. So people can walk in there and they can just do those activities, and it's very helpful for young people. It specifically focuses on the mental well-being of the young people, because you realize that most of the times when you talk about mental health, people always think that it's something that's for the adults, like the older people, but they don't realize that the young people also need that mental well-being. So that is where we are, and the uniqueness about us is that we use the power of soccer to relay the message to the people out there, to the young people out there, and it's been fantastic. So yeah, I think everyone who is here, who has passed through, our arena there at the Bukasi will agree that it's quite exciting. So the activities are going on, and we've got some soccer drills as well because we are soccer oriented. So yeah, that's why we are here, and we are here for the Mind Skills curriculum.
And I know we've been to your station
yesterday.
Yes, and it was a lovely experience. But from a facilitator's point of view, what would you say the participants can expect when they come to your station? I know you mentioned about the curriculum that you guys have, but what's the core focus of the curriculum, since it's a mental health conference?
Yeah, definitely it's all about the coping strategies that the young people can use so that they can overcome the challenges that they face, especially when it comes to the issues that have to do with their mental well-being. So now when they come through, we've got those activities that I mentioned. We've got an activity called Risk Field. I'm sure you guys participated in it, and at the end of the day you'll realize that we come up with the coping strategies that each and everyone can use. So what works for me might not work for you, but it might work for the next person. So it's quite unique in the sense that the participants, like the young people, are the ones that come up with these coping strategies, and also as we come up with our own, and it's information that is relayed out there, and it's so much that you can pick what you want from it. So each and everyone can get something out of it, so that you can come up with the coping strategies and overcome the mental health challenges. So we also encourage that these young people can support each other. It's very important to get your supporter, your star supporter, someone that you can go to talk to when you have a mental health problem. We also talk to them and tell them that it's always also important to make sure that you are empathetic to the next person. So try to understand your fellow brother, your fellow sister, and we work together as a team because we are Grassroots Soccer, and mostly our activities are soccer-based. So when we do our things, we make sure that it's soccer-oriented. So when you realize when you are doing a sports, or when you are in football or soccer, some call it football, some call it soccer, there is always teamwork. Alone you cannot do it on your own, but with your team you can win. So these young people need to find these supporters that can help them to overcome the challenges. So they work together, and then they come up with the solutions. So that's what we do, and I'm hoping that after this trip that we've had in Greece and talking to these young people, definitely something good will come out of this.
I hear that you are mentioning that the coping mechanisms. You're also saying that soccer, it is the one thing that brings people together.
Yeah.
I would love to know, what is the link between physical activities and mental health?
Awesome stuff. So yeah, I think when you look at sport in general, sport is a unifier. Sport is a language on its own. So you realize that I'm a football person. I love soccer so much. So you can find that someone from Greece can play football in Zimbabwe. Someone from Zimbabwe can go and play in Japan, but he might not understand the language, but because sport is a language on its own, so it unifies, it brings people together. And when you go back to Africa, and especially in the rural areas, people love football so much that, it's something that's quite huge. And even here in Greece, I've been talking to people and realize that they love their football. When you walk around the parks, you see them playing football. So a sport is something that we can use to bring the people together. So when we are using sport, when we are using the power of sport, we are encouraging these young people to come together, because when you use football, when you bring football to them, they always come together. So like I said earlier on, that sport is a team sport. So that is how we want to operate. That sport teaches discipline, sport teaches teamwork. Sport, it's something that's quite fascinating, because an individual can come out from a sports team a different person than how he came in. So when you join a sports team, be it a football team or any other sport, you realize that there are so many things that you might shed off and come out as a different person because of how it changes people. So sport is quite unique, and that's what we do. So for us, we definitely use the power of football.
So the reason you choose football is mainly its popularity then?
Exactly. So yeah, it's quite popular. Football.
What do you call it, football or soccer?
We call it football back in the...
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And what are you hoping that people can take away from your station after coming through, because there's quite a lot of activities, right? And we did see that. But there's literally a little core that you guys are planning for, so that everybody gets to take away from the station when they visit.
Yeah, definitely the uniqueness of our program. I think we're unique from, everyone who is here.
Even the setup is unique.
Yeah, even the setup is unique. I think you loved it when you came in. You saw how, we have set up our operations there. So our programs are quite unique, and the young people love them so much. So yeah, I've been to so many places that we do our activities as grassroots soccer, and you find that all the young people that participate in the program, they find it exciting. And I'm also one person who joined grassroots soccer because of the excitement that I saw in terms of how this program, impacts on young people. So definitely, one thing that I can say that would be our takeaway is the fact that our programs are quite unique. And definitely, it will get a lot of young people to talk about it. And I'm sure even you guys, you didn't know anything about grassroots soccer, but after going through the skills activities, I'm sure you found out that it's quite exciting.
Yeah, yesterday we had fun. Like, we played loads of games together. One thing that made me interested was the power hand activity. Why do we have to draw the power hand?
Yeah, the power hand is quite helpful in the sense that it can help someone overcome a challenge. Because when you put your hand, you draw your hand, and then you identify your strengths. So that's quite important in the sense that when you identify your strengths, it makes you become someone who will be able to maybe look at yourself in a different light and see yourself as someone who can overcome certain challenges. Because when you identify your strengths, you can use that daily as a daily routine. Like in the morning, you look at your strength, and if there's something that's quite discouraging, that makes you feel that weighs you down, then you look at your power hand and your strengths, and you say that, no, I'm intelligent, no, I'm smart, no, I can do this, I'm good at this, I'm a good researcher, I've got good communication skills, so I can go out there and overcome and conquer. So definitely something that's very important for the young people to always refer back to, and always realize that it can help them out.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Have you ever had mental health compromising experience before?
Yeah, very much. In terms of the pressures that as a young person that you go through. So sometimes, I took a lot of responsibilities as one person. Sometimes you have to write exams. I was writing exams at that time. I had a job to do. I have a family. I come from a family. I've got my little nephew and niece. I've got my mother as well. So all these people, were centered around me. So I also to do so many things, at the same time. And it became so much for me. It was too much to take in. So I was overwhelmed at that time. And I was worried that, I was depriving my family of my time. So, it was a challenge for me. And I'm happy happy that I had someone I had to talk to. I went to a star supporter and I told him that, this has become so much for me. I can't take it in because right now, even at home, they are complaining that you are not giving us a time. Where you are here, but you are not here. What are you doing now? So I went to my supporter, I talked to him, and then he said that it's okay, but make sure that you create a schedule and then give your family some time so that, they also realize that you are part of them and you are important to them. So after that, I felt better and, up to now, I still use those coping strategies that I can always identify a supporter that I can go and talk to, and then they can help me out, come up with something that's different that can help me out to overcome a challenge.
Okay, so what are you hoping to take back home from the SNF Nostos conference?
Yeah, I think so far so good, and it's quite unique in the sense that, we have had sessions that have been translated. So that's something that has never been done before by grassroots soccer. So we have got Greek translators around, so we'll be doing it in English and then they'll be translating. So it's quite exciting that you get these skills activities now getting to the young people out there in a different language that needs to be translated. So we've never done it before, like as a skills coach going out there and then facilitating an activity with a translator by your side. And then at the end, you realize that the message out there gets to the participants and you'll be wondering, wow, is this really happening? So it's quite exciting, and this is something that we can definitely take back home, that it's something that's new and something that has got us really excited.
In 5 seconds, could you tell us, as we wrap it up, could you just maybe tell us what you are looking forward to in the experience personally? Like, what other station really made you happy so that we can just...
Yeah, our CEO at from 2:45 to 3 p.m. will be speaking today, so that's quite huge. Definitely will be there. There's Barack Obama as well. I'm happy that I registered, so I'll also be following that one. So it's quite exciting, and you guys as well, to be here, that's something that's unique, and I'm really happy about it, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, I think it's so many things, and like you said, 5 seconds, I can't, let it all out. So yeah, I think you gave me a short time to talk about it, but I think that's what comes to mind for now. But I'm really happy, and thanks so much, guys, for inviting Grassroots Soccer here.
Thank you for giving us time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm really happy.
Thank you so much. Probably see you around.
Cool.
We'll definitely come back to play.
Awesome stuff. Please do come and make sure that you invite other people out there and tell them what we are doing. And
where can people find your station?
We are at the book castle at the library. So when you are walking in, you can see the beautiful soccer field. It's green, it's lush, and it's got some soccer balls as well as some nets. So yeah, when you are walking past, you can definitely see that there's something that's happening there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. See you around. Wow.
SNF Pop-Up Radio.
Now let us imagine that you're in the middle of your disc jockey program.
Hey, listen up, everybody.
It's gonna be so awesome.
With the Radio Workshop and Radio Pantheon.
Now, because we did say that we are going to be sending a few people of our team, getting to find a few people for us who can literally come and share their experience of the mental health and the conference so far. We do have Rusha Chatterjee, a member of the SNF Nostos Advisory Committee, and she's actually studying political science at the University of Delhi in India. Now, and she actually aspires to a career in academic research. And when I had a conversation with her, she mentioned that she wants to understand the world not just as it is, but on potential of how it could be. Now, Rusha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, Risha. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm also a political science student, so we're colleagues.
That's right.
What motivated you to attend this year's SNF Nostos conference?
Okay, so when I read about it, mental health is something that's very contemporary, right? And I wanted to understand the different perspectives that guide the discourse around mental health. I also understand that mental health isn't, from where I come, mental health isn't exactly the primary issue that is discussed by the mainstream. So it's usually a very elite concept. See, because we understand that unless your basic foundational requirements are met, mental health isn't something that you would talk about necessarily. But this platform gives you a chance to understand the nitty-gritties and a more local perspective and different global perspectives to it. So yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, makes sense.
Rusha, what part of the conference are you most looking forward to?
So as we've already, I'm a political science student, and I really understand how things are constructed and how they're formed and different diverse perspectives to it. So I really enjoyed the discussion that happened yesterday, and I think that's something that I'm looking forward to more, to have, not just the mainstream, to know the mainstream, but what are the different ways in which the things could be theorized better, and to draw a connection between between theory and practice.
I understand, and you definitely did find yesterday's conversation about political diverseness in the alternate stage the most interesting. Can you just also tell us about how it relates to your experience?
So the thing is that we're living in a very polarized world. Right?
True.
Wherever we go, there are people who have not just different views and ideas, but they're also very vehement about it. They're very, very... it's almost hateful at this point. And this is something that I'm really interested in. I want to understand what causes this hate, and also whether or not this hate is absolute, and whether or not this hate is actually a portrayal, a portrayal by some elites who benefit from that hatred. So that is something that I'm interested in, and so that is because you see, I come, I've spoken to people and who might come across as politically very diverse, politically against each other, but when they've conversed with each other, the hatred hasn't exactly been that much. There is always scope for dialogue and discussion, but the way it's been portrayed, the hatred, I wonder why it's portrayed like that, and who's in benefit in that case. Yeah.
To be honest, you're raising very interesting questions, and as someone who's in the same field as you, I'm surprised at how differently this field is approached in India as it is in Greece. Like, my interests haven't actually been so far focused on divisiveness, polarization, all that stuff. What's it like for you to be a part of this conference here?
Oh, it's been lovely and it's great. And I mean, from the discussion that we've had till now, I have been open to so many newer ways of thinking. So I was talking to people from Greece, I was talking to people from South Africa, and because that just adds to you. And you see that despite being so diverse, we're all culturally diverse, we've had different histories, but we do have something in similar, that's shared humanity, that's common humanity, and that binds us, and that shows us that there are chances of a better future, and that we're disconnected, which is community-based, and despite the differences and the cultural diversity, we can all work together.
So somewhat opposite polarization, divisiveness.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. There's always hope.
Yeah. And as we wrap up, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
In 5 seconds, give us your mood check-in, and from 1 to 10, where's your mood?
How are you?
Right now, I'm a solid 9, and I'm hoping to get it to a 10 by the end of the day.
Yay, that's amazing.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, I go by the name Gakrisa Olwetu. I am from UCRFM radio station, where your voice is our joy. Mental health refers to the emotional well-being of a person. I just want to let you know that you are worth it. Even if you are not okay, it's okay not to be okay. Take care of your health. Surround yourself with positive things and positive people. Welcome to SNF Nostos. You're listening to SNF Pop-Up Radio by Radio Workshop and Radio Panther, where we tell stories that #refocus on mental health.
Amazing. Thank you still for joining us. You really are most welcome to the SNF Nostos conference. Now, as we did say, we're going to have a few people joining us. And now on the booth, on the pop-up radio joining us is the founder and CEO of the Contriment Foundation, Dr. Daniel Cordado. Welcome, Doctor, and really lovely having you here.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful to meet all of you. You're doing such a fantastic job with this program.
Thank you.
I feel like you're our shot of espresso this morning. We're all awake because of you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Daniel, what motivated you to attend this year's SNF Nostos conference?
Oh, great question. There are two things. Number one, there are 7,000 people coming from 50 different countries to talk about the future of mental health and well-being for humanity. I mean, how incredible is that? Number two... Do
you mind coming closer to the mic? Thank you.
And number two, the food. I always wanted to have great food in Greece. So those are my two things.
Look for souvlaki.
Yeah, of course. Yes. The national dish, yeah?
Should be.
Should be. Food for the soul.
Food for the soul. I couldn't agree more.
Now, keeping that in mind, what are the parts of the conference that you are most looking forward to?
Oh, meeting the people. All of these events are about the people, right? They're coming from all over the world. They have audacious ideas to help other people build extraordinary things that will support humanity moving forward. So for me, it's about bringing people together in community to unite around a shared vision for well-being for humanity.
So you're giving a talk today at the alternative stage, and I think you're giving another one tomorrow. It's like in 2 parts.
It's a 2-part series, that's right.
Yeah, it's about the mental health revolution. Can you
Correct.
tell us what that is?
Oh, I'm super excited about this talk. This is probably one of the coolest talks that I've ever given because of that stage. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Beautiful.
360 surround screen, incredible acoustics, and the opportunity to build intimate connections with all of the audience members. So what we're going to be doing is celebrating 500 years of human history coming up until this point in time in 2023, where we're about to catalyze a new revolution to support mental health for humanity. There's a reason why we're all here today. We have this shared human history that's united us around this movement, and we're going to be celebrating that in the talk today with a full participation from our audience.
That's great.
And I heard you also have an interesting story that got you into this work that you're doing today. If you don't mind us asking, can you please tell us that story?
I can, and I'll actually be doing a longer version of this in the talk today, but I had one of the great honors and privileges to make first contact with one of the last 3 uncontacted tribes left on Earth, who spoke about what it means to be unconditionally well, and was the capstone research project of a 6-year-long journey to understand universal well-being from a cross-cultural perspective. It was mind-blowing, it changed my life, and it put me on this path for mental health for humanity.
I must say, it's something that we really take for granted or don't really take up to a certain level of comprehension, how stories can literally get to put us in that position where we get to learn so much. Do you mind maybe touching on some of those stories? I know you're going to share a longer version that side, but just so people are intrigued and are interested in coming
People
to
want
the
to know
ultimate
more.
stage. Yeah.
Sure. So this was a part of an expedition and a personal exploration for me. I come from a place in the United States that was actually found to have one of the lowest rates of mental health in the entire country. So many of my family members, friends, kids that I grew up with really struggled with mental health issues. And so then I found myself in the position where, I was going for my PhD in psychology and really interested in well-being for humanity. So because of these experiences with my family and friends, I decided to get into this line of work and build the Contentment Foundation to bring Tier 1 mental health support at scale to people around the world. So this is very personal for me. I feel like I can now bring these tools back home and help the people that I love the most.
I hear that this is a personal matter to you. I would love to ask, what are your thoughts on self-care for mental health?
What are my thoughts on self-care? Self-care is not selfish. We need to take time for ourselves to support our minds, to support our body, to support our well-being. If we want this change to spread in the world, we need to be the change, right? You cannot give what you do not have, right? So if we want to provide mental health support to others, we need to be mentally well ourselves. That's where everything starts. It's inside.
So taking care of yourself is not being selfish.
Absolutely not. It's the start of this whole mission, right? We can't bring this to the world without understanding it for ourselves deeply within.
So that's a sneak peek of what you're going to be talking about later on today and tomorrow. Can you direct the people to when and where that is?
Absolutely. This is going to be the last 30 minutes of our lunch break in the alternative stage. We have room for about 400 people, and we need to fill this stadium so that we can cheer humanity through 5 centuries of human history to this point.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Thanks, everybody.
Definitely.
So great to meet you.
We are looking forward to your talk today.
I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you heard, people, so take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Thank you.
And we're back, and this has been a very informative first hour, I think. A very important first hour ahead of the first day of this conference. Now, this conference is not just physical, it's also digital. It has an application. In order to download the application, you need to have registered to attend the SNF Nostos conference. Check out snfnostos.org, that is snfnostos.org. Check the website conference section and click on the SNF Nostos app icon to download the app. This will keep you up to date with what's happening in the conference today and tomorrow, as well as put you in contact with other attendees and speakers. I know there's a couple of Q&As and votings that you can do live during events.
Yes, you can vote.
Which is always something active. We're going to be voting here in this country on Sunday, so it's like warming up.
It's opening. Have you guys downloaded the app already, though?
I have downloaded the app, and the best part about it is that I can check my mood.
Yes, the app does have a mood checker, so you can tell the app how you're feeling. Don't be a freak, it's not the AI revolution taking over just yet. There's talks about AI and mental health today, so we need to keep an eye out for those. Use the conference app to load your answer and keep an eye out for the collective mood updates on screens at the SNFCC, that's Stavros Niarchos Foundation Cultural Center. To be part of the survey, you need to have downloaded the app and activated the app's push notifications. Every time the mood check survey is live, you will get a notification to submit your answer. So, as I didn't take part in that earlier, what's the format? Is it happy, sad, or is it 1 to 10?
Quite frankly, I think that just bakes the whole morning and the tone of everything. Did you hear how Doctor said we literally are like the coffee in the morning? We're keeping everybody lovely. I think for me, on my side, I'd literally give it a nice 8 out of 10 because I'm looking forward to fueling it up with the rest to the percent.
So is that how it is on the app as well? It's a 1 to 10 scale?
I think so. I actually haven't even did mine yet today.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Like the app is like, it shows you how you're feeling. You just tell it. It's amazing.
So it's like an open space to get to type out how you're feeling.
And the best part is that it's private. It's private. It's like you talk about how you feel. It's okay.
I think it also just helps get, because we do see these bars of the moods of everybody all around. So I think that just also gets to set the aura for everybody to get to know that people are actually feeling excited to be here.
Download the app. Download the app, and you'll know what time is your favorite speaker going to talk.
True.
You'll know what time is the lunch. Download the app. I'm telling you, it's good.
The most important part of the day is the lunch.
Yes, break time. You'll know.
It's good for mental health.
Yes, it's good
It
for
is
your mental
actually.
health.
I've discovered that my diet has gone downhill over the past 8 months, and it's taken a toll on my mental health because I eat only carbohydrates.
Could you maybe just also touch base on how, we're all here on that, but I know you, knowing from the chat and everything that you have had, do you guys maybe have any takeaways that you guys are having personally for the whole conference? I mean, we're going to be here for the next 2 more days.
Yeah, today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Me, I'm taking so much takeaways that I think they will not even fit in my bag. I'll have to buy another bag, I'm telling you. So for me, based on the mental health conferences, I'm taking so much. I'm learning more personally about my own feelings, my own emotions, how to deal with my own feelings. If I'm not well, what must I do? And now I understand that it's okay to ask help when you need it. You don't have to bottle things up and say, I'm pretend to be strong, while you're not. So that is the most takeaway that I'm taking from.
Yeah.
So far.
Personally, as someone who is, dealing with mental health issues and, actually going to specialists about them and on medication, etc., I feel that this conference is going to give me even more different viewpoints into the whole issue of mental health, because it's not something anyone deals on their own. It's a social phenomenon, and it's going to give you access to certain social axes of this phenomenon. So it's definitely going to be interesting. The takeaways, however, I can only be able to tell you once the conference is over. That we say in Greek. I nearly continued the whole thing in Greek. That's something I should stop doing.
What does it mean
probably.
directly? What does
Essentially, gathering it all at the end and, coming to a conclusion. So yeah, you'll learn in Greek here today.
Definitely.
I'm definitely learning.
So we've got a bunch of stuff today. It's going to be all the way till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, where we've got the Barack Obama dialogue and all that. In the meantime, we've got other speeches, other talks, and other breaks, including the pop-up radio, radio workshop, Radio Padion, so Southern Africa mostly, and Pantheon University in Athens, Greece, joining their forces once again. But between now and our next break, there are 4 talks happening at the Stavros Niarchos Hall, specifically here in the Opera building, the one to the left, if you're looking at them from the canal. To get in there, head towards the registration desks, and from there they'll show you your way. So, as I mentioned earlier, these talks are mostly regarding children and adolescents and their mental health. There's first an introduction from the president, Andreas Drakopoulos, president of Niarchos, not president of America. He's talking at the end of the day, former president rather. And, it's going to be through that personal experiences of people working with children and the difficulties, etc., of getting the youth the help they need, which is a much overlooked chapter of mental health conversation.
And remember that that session is included, so you're more than welcome to make your way right to the Stavros Niarchos hall. And yeah, starting with the opening remarks, I think it's also very lovely. I think we did say this, but it's also just as important
It's
to like
lovely
get
to attend the
exactly
conference.
get to understand a whole lot more, and instead of just jumping in people's spaces, just get to have a whole lot of lovely welcoming from him.
Yeah, and if I can go by last year's conference, I think it's going to kick off a tremendous experience because we talked a bit about mental health last year when
We did actually.
Yeah.
I remember there was one of the stations, mental health and the AI, right there on top, that actually got to share a whole lot of different ways people can get to cope when they need mental health related assistance, you know. And I know that there's grassroots soccer. After attending their session yesterday, I think I've also managed to get... It was really fun. I also managed to get a few stuff that I feel is really necessary. And I feel like it's these little takeaway things that people can just take with them and just use them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
What I love about the conference is that we got so much organizations that are in here. If you ever need emotional support, we are here for you.
There's even a lot of psychologists. Yeah.
We got the peer health group. It's here. We got the grassroots. So everything is here for you, for your mental health. We got your back. Whenever you need us, you got me, I'll hug you. I got your back.
I couldn't help but notice, right, because we were talking about the app and the push notifications, etc. I've actually got one. I don't know if it's visible on the camera.
Aw, that's so
but
cute.
it's about the beginning of the conference, so it's a push notification. The SNF conference 2023 starts now. 10 minutes to the SNF Nostos conference. Get set for opening remarks from Andreas Trakopoulos, SNF co-president. So as we said, that's going to be at the Stavros Niarchos hall.
Mine just clicked on also.
Did it? Yep. So it's getting to all of you, hopefully. Yeah, so at the Stavros Niarchos hall at the National Opera, I think it's called, building. And it's going to be 10 minutes of the opening remarks and then about an hour of discussions all there. So
Welcome.
Get over there.
Have fun. Remember, have fun.
Exactly.
And I can already see people getting there.
Yes.
I think we should also make our way there. Yes. Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much. Yeah, at the SNF Nostos conference.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Thank you for tuning in
Thank
and make your way there.